Hey y'all, this is Katrina, and this is Katrina Reads. I just wanted to talk about some of the books that I finished reading. I don't have a schedule yet. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I know I see other people do TBRs, wrap-ups, and things like that. And so I'm just going to talk about the books I read like this until I figure that all out. The book I just finished reading yesterday is called Where the Blame Lies by Mia Sheridan. It's on Audible Escapes, which is like their romance titles, but this was a romance suspense. It was really, really good. I give it 4 stars. It was really it rang really true how someone would react if what the main character, I don't know why I'm spacing on her name right now, but the main character, she was kidnapped and held for probably like 2 years, something like that. She was repeatedly raped, starved, and then she was impregnated. The baby was taken away. Then she escaped. Then started her life. The situation started again. The police officer that came along to protect her, once these murders started up again, was handsome, and they, had an attraction to each other, and that and while and there was lots of contrivances to make it so that he had to stay with her to protect her. He had to take her to like a cabin to protect her and things like that. They also found her daughter, her child that she gave up, and her reaction to wanting to get the child, even though the child was 8 years old and had been adopted, and the reactions that she had to wanting to take the baby, even though it would kind of be the 8-year-old who had been with this family for 8 years. She wasn't saintly, and she wasn't evil. Like, she had the full range of what would be a natural emotion when it comes to, feeling like her life had been stolen from her, feeling like her friends moved on without her, feeling like she missed out on her kid and all that kind of stuff. She ended up making the right choices, and because it's a romance book, it ends well in the end, but how it got there was very there was suspense, there was romance, there was real pathos, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was nice and emotional. It was a really good book. Again, that was the Where the Blame Lies by Mia Sheridan, and that immediately made me want to pick up Savaged by Mia Sheridan. So I'm reading that now, and then I also have on my TBR The Wish Collector. So apparently she, these are her. This is a new foray for this author. Like, she normally just writes plain romance, but this romance suspense is new, so we'll see. But I don't know if Where the Blame Lies is her first one, but it's a good one. So I read Camino Wins. That's by John Grisham. I normally like him. I normally it's a mood thing. Like, I'll get in the mood for a nice gothic southern legal thriller kind of thing. Greg Isles is another guy that I like for this, but this one wasn't that. It was there's a big hurricane that happens on this island in Florida. Someone gets murdered, and this guy, who isn't a lawyer, he's a writer. Like, he ends up trying to he ends up caught up in the investigation, and it was, I don't know what the purpose of the book was. It was not the great gothic legal mystery suspense thriller kind of. It didn't scratch any of those itches. So that gets like a 2.5 for me. The Hold Out is another book that I just read. It is by Graham Moore, and it is about a murder that happens. It's actually not about the murder, it's about the jury, and it's about specifically one person, the holdout on the jury. And there's this question as to whether or not she did the right thing, because she's the one that convinced everybody to not convict this guy. And then there's this weird question as later on as to whether or not she was right or not. And that was okay. That book was okay. I think I give that like a 3. I wasn't bored anytime, but it wasn't like I had to sit back down and read it really fast, like get back to it. And I felt like that with Where the Blame Lies. Like I wanted to sit down. Like when I'm listening to my audio stuff, a lot of times it's after the evening is kind of set. I've had tea, I've turned off whatever TV, the kids are down, and I'm ready to like kind of play some games while I'm listening to a story. And sometimes I'm, kind of thrashing around about, there's something I just put on and I really don't even pay attention to it. But this, I actually couldn't wait to pick it up and listen again. I didn't feel that with Camino Wins. I didn't feel that with The Holdout either. Sundown Motel, probably give that a 2.5. The mystery wasn't that great. So yeah, those are the last couple books that I've read. Again, this is just a test to see, how my setup is, how it sounds. I have no idea how. I think my book scoring system will be 5 for excellent book, will read again, recommend. 4, excellent book, won't read again, either because it's a mystery and I already know the mystery, and I don't, or it was a really good book, it was a necessary book, but I don't want to go through the trauma of reading it again. But it was a good book, it was a really well written book, important book, something like that. And a 3 would be okay, right in the middle of the road. 2 would be bad, but I finished it. Okay, but I barely finished it. Something about it made me stay. And then I think 1 would be a bad book, DNF'd, or almost DNF'd, something like that. Alright, well, thank you for sticking through the video. Let me know what you've been reading down in the conversation boxes, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.